are here to do is to get updated information. That's what we're here for. We're here to get updated information from all the plans that some people here may know that we went through back and forth, just trying to get to the bottom of things. And today we're going to do a walkthrough. We're going to stay. We're just going to do a walkthrough. We're staying on all ground levels. We're not going on top or anything. We're staying all flat levels to go through. Brian is going to, explain what's going to be in which building as we go through them. If you have any questions about the inside while we're inside, you can ask those questions. If you want to ask any other questions about the operational aspects and other things of that nature, we'll do that when the tour is finished. Is that cool with everybody?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Is it?
Huh? Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's water in those coolers there, so if anybody's thirsty, needs a water, help yourself there.
I need one.
So,
I need one.
Good thing I said that, I guess. Huh?
Is there a website to get any of this information from us?
Not right now. There will be eventually. So right now, we do have a website, but there's limit. We took a lot of the information down because we're retooling the whole website. So probably 2 to 3.
You want a water?
What's the name of the website? The plan document.
It's coming. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's okay.
When I was younger. Oh no, yeah. When I was young, no, not really.
As you guys can see, there is a large group. The residents of Yonkers who are coming here today for a walkthrough, for a visit of this project. Today we have an opportunity to ask questions about what's going to happen here, what is coming here, so people be on the know and you can formulate opinions based on information given to us by people who know about the project. Now, some folks are happy with this, other folks are not happy with this. So let's hear about where you at, where you stand. Make a comment, but don't forget, be respectful with your comments. There is no need to be vulgar or anything. Express yourself by all means, but in a polite and respectful way.
Oh, yeah. But if she wants us to do anything special in the garden, we're more than happy to help her. No, Renee wants to help her.
Yeah, we were down there a couple of days. You know there's a little garden, the bees Center.
We're talking about the bees Center that we started just at the onset of Corona back in 2020, April 2020. People were locked in their houses, so and the park was getting more and more trash. Sarah Lawrence had vacated it now, and they were looking at their garbage. Well, they vacated it because of Corona, right, during the pandemic. And, so with myself and Bob Walters, we started the community cleanup.
Hard to say,
So every Saturday morning, we have the ideas to start this disseminate. We meet there and we clean up the park. And so it looks like a good park.
You're going to find somebody else trying to come in.
Oh, I would imagine so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Your name again is?
Brian.
Brian.
Hi, Rue.
What's up, bro?
How you doing?
I'm well. And yourself?
Thank you for coming.
You thought he was going to.
It's not an option.
If I knew anybody was going to be here, it was that
Beautiful inside.
Yeah. So, Eric, will you save this? Rue, will this get saved?
Yeah, but it's broadcasting live now.
Okay. Eric.
I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's everybody.
All right. So I'll take it from here. All right. After the train leaves. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Hey, folks. We got to have your attention, please. So thank you all for coming. My name is Brian Lindsay. I'm the head of construction for this project for the development company that has purchased the plant here, and we'll be doing the construction. So,
could you give the name of the company again so everybody could hear it?
yeah, the name of the company is The Plant. Pretty simple. Leela Gordon is our CEO. Company's gone through a few iterations, but we've got a good team now, and we've made a lot of progress in the last year on this project, and we thought it was time to, we know that there's a lot of misinformation going on out there about the project, so I want to have one of the people that were involved with it come out and explain to the community exactly what we're doing and answer any questions that you might have. I do want to tell you that some of these renderings that you're seeing here, some of them are a little bit misleading. As a development project, things change as you go through the process, right? Some things you figure are going to work, and then some things don't. So it's been 10 years of putting this thing together and getting through entitlements and the whole approval process, and it's been a very interesting project to get off the ground. We deal with 33 different government agencies that we have to go through for approvals. So you can imagine that dealing with government obviously is not easy to begin with. 33 different agencies inside the government, having to get through their processes has been a bit of a challenge. But we're in a real good place now. I just want to point out to this one here. So this one shows all of this work up in this park here. We are not doing that. We are not touching the park. The only thing that we'll be building is this circle area here, this walkway, and this marina becomes part of phase 2, so it's not part of the initial phase. So we have to go through in a whole different approval process for that. But I just wanted everybody to see that from here down remains park, just as it is today.
Yes, well, what is the first footage you're referring to? So from what distance? From here to where you see the gazebo?
Well,
what's the footage?
Okay, so the gazebo, this is the gazebo, right here.
That's the gazebo.
That's the gazebo. We're only going to here. So we'll be coming out, you see where that fence is right there? Okay, so we'll be coming out just a little bit further.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Okay. So the question was just asked, how far out into the park are we going? And the answer is, we're just going a little bit beyond that iron fence right there, out into the park. And that will just be for this circular area that is actually the entrance into the complex. That's the main entrance.
Do you know the exact footage? What's the exact footage?
That's the question, the footage. My question was, what was the footage?
Off the top of my head, I don't know, but I could get the information for you. Yeah, that was all part of the whole alienation and the re-alienation that just passed the assembly yesterday. So originally the alienation was about 15 plus acres. We returned a little bit over 9 acres back, so to lose control. Now this area here will remain under our use during construction. On completion of construction, all goes back. We take the equipment out, and the only reason that we're even using any of it is just because there's no place to stage equipment and material. So we're going to need some of that.
Excuse me.
Yes.
So you're saying that you're not going over into the park over there?
Oh no, absolutely not.
So you're just going to stay right here?
Correct. Yeah. And we originally wanted to do this.
Yeah,
we wanted to put trees and walkways and yeah, we wanted to do that, but the city doesn't want us to.
Yeah, and we didn't want it either.
And you didn't want to either. So we're not doing it. Same thing with the parking garage. I know the community was very upset about the parking garage being over the marina.
Yeah.
And we didn't understand it, but once it was explained to us a certain way one day, we got it. Okay? It just took us a little bit. So now the parking garage will be up off of Ravine, where the current
where you over there?
No, back up here where the greenhouses are.
Oh, over here. Wow. Oh, they're taking over the greenhouse?
No, that's existing. It'll be over here, over behind, in front of that building.
So it's right.
Yeah. So what? So what?
It's going to be north of the one clip, north of one clip by the
North, you're correct. North of One
This
Glenwood,
is
east
one
of Ravine.
Glenwood, and
Correct.
that's right on. This is Glenwood Avenue. One Glenwood, Ravine.
Yep.
The last building on Ravine.
Is it, right, is it
Right before.
Wanda?
Right.
Wanda, is it north?
Yes.
Is it north of that?
You said it's north of that in the park.
No, no.
You said it was north.
Do you know where the greenhouses are?
Yes, it's in front of it.
No, it's where the greenhouses are is where the parking garage will be.
That's in front of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in front of 201.
In front of what? In front of this building?
Yeah, in
So it's
front
gonna
of
go.
these
It's
two
gonna go
buildings
from
right here.
201 Ravine. The parking structure is gonna go from 201 Ravine Avenue, across the street from 201 Ravine Avenue at the entrance of Teva Park to the corner of Glenwood where the original parking structure is. The parking structure is not being taken away.
No, but
The parking structure is going to get expanded. So the 55 spaces that is currently there will multiply by 2. And then there will be workings. There are workings that have to get worked through with the city to come up with the ideas for the transparency of the lot for the community to have more access to parking. And we all know how congested parking is in the community already.
So we have to interject.
We have to do the tour now.
We have to do the tour.
So we're going to do the 507 is your answer. Is the answer to that.
No, double is gonna go back to permits.
We'll explain all of that as we go through. It'll make 507 is how many spots will be in the garage itself.
And we're gonna do the tour now. You want to take this out because he's gonna blow away.
So listen up, everybody. That's all right. They can fall right over. So we're going to do the tour now, and then I'll answer any questions you have. I'll stay here as long as you want me to stay. We'll answer anything that you need answered. Okay? All right. Now on the tour. Please, no, don't worry about them falling over. It's fine. I'll take care of it. No big deal. So please, on the tour, okay, do not wander off. Do not straggle into buildings. You need to go where we take you. Happy to take the time, again, to explain what we're doing along the way. But it's very important. If I see any stragglers, I'm going to have to ask you to leave, okay? It's very important. Okay? All right, let's go.
You want to go through this?
Okay, so just to give everybody a quick orientation, this building here is called the pump house. Outside here, there'll be a walkway that will go through the pump house, around the property to the other side, and come out over here so that people want to walk around, be able to walk. Here between the two buildings will be an elevated structure. It will be an event space and a covered walkway to go from this building to that building. But there'll be events held out here, things, and the stairwell will come down to the walkway, and people can walk around and just enjoy the scenery and all of that. So, over to the left here, this is the Rotary building.
How old is that?
Oh, okay. I'll give you the history. You just walk in the back and make sure any stragglers. So this facility was built in 1907. It was built for the purpose of powering Grand Central Station and part of the line between here and New York City. It operated for the first 11 years as a coal power plant, and then it was converted to oil.
And when did it stop?
Abandoned somewhere around 1968. I think they stopped producing power a little bit before that, but pretty much abandoned after that point.
Well, it's been abandoned since 1968?
Give or take. Con Ed was here for a little bit. Yeah, they were here for a few years, but yeah, for the most part, I mean, the gates opened, as they say, around 70s, the beginning of the 70s. Okay. All right. So I'll take you inside the Rotary building, just to the first floor, but you can see it. The idea is all of the graffiti that you see, we're hoping, we want to keep as much of it as we can. A lot of that will be up to the landmarks groups, whether it's SHPO or U.S. Parks and Rec. But inside the buildings, we will be keeping a lot of it. So, and there's some pretty impressive art around here. So take a look as you go through.
As always, Yonkers Voice is focused on giving you the news that it's important to you. We leave the nonsense for the other guys. The guys that like
both these entrances and any of the other entrances that you see around here. So the architect for this structure was the same architect that built the Grand Central Station. So that is the same symbol. So so they've got the Grand Central stamp all over. All right. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I gotta walk up the stairs.
Now we're going up, one level up.
Well, I mean, some of it's not good of that, but some of it's pretty impressive. Yeah. Well, it's important to the community and it's important to us too. So.
Oh my God.
I was here about 1 or 2 years ago, I believe. No, over 2 years ago. Time goes extremely fast before the pandemic, and the place was beautiful then, but it's more beautiful now that everything has been cleaned up. As you guys can see, there is nothing, no debris here in this big room. Now what I love is the graffiti work that it's on the walls. It's beautiful. Check it out. Every graffiti that you see painted on this wall has a story to tell. It's beautiful work. I have to tell you, beautiful graffiti work. And I bet there is stories behind each of those graffitis that you see on this wall. And guys, thank you. Thank you very much for those that are sending some stars to support us. We appreciate, we work very hard 24/7, 365 days a week to keep you informed on the things that matter, on the things that are important. We let the wannabe politicians talk about the nonsense. We focus on what really matters. Bob Walker. Here's Will Ross. Give me a minute, Bob. I'm sorry, ladies. Can I speak with him for 1 second? Bob, if we want to know about history, Yonkers history, you're the man.
Yes.
And I'm so glad to see you. Tell us a little bit about this place.
Right, so in Yonkers, when the plant was being built, there was a celebration when it was finally completed and the track was electrified. Before that time, it was all steam engines. So the steam engines would go through Yonkers and nobody could keep their windows clean because of the soot. So then when the plant was electrified, it was a quieter, cleaner Yonkers.
Now, Bob, I know that this building has been abandoned since 1969, 68, 69, 70, more or less. No one is supposed to be coming in here.
Yes.
And I'm looking around those graffiti. I know that they did not appear there by,
right.
You know.
This is, you know, there's YouTube videos about this place because it's such a magnificent ruin. So Andy Hodrak, when he was alive, and myself, we would come in here and explore. You know,
What did you explore, Bob?
Everything. We actually made it all the way up to the roof. The only thing we were too afraid of is climbing the smokestacks. So.
Now, Bob, let's talk about other things because you know people in Yonkers, they have questions. Okay, there is curiosity. This is also known as the Gate of Hell.
Yes.
Now, why is it known as that?
You know, it's the Gates of Hell. You know, was a story. It was interesting that supposedly this site was used for gang initiations, and some of the women were actually raped in this building. But the interesting thing to me was the police never filed any criminal charges. So, you know, what was the story? Was it, you know, true or false? But the gangs were definitely in this building. So that's why it's called the Gates of Hell.
But now that's the thing of the past. Now we're focusing on the future. I hear plans that this place is going to be a beautiful place, not just for Yonkers, for people all over the state.
For the country, if
for
it
the
works.
country.
Yeah, so it's if they can bring this all together, and you know, you look around this building and you see this is not going to be a couple of million. It could be 100 million to rebuild the powerhouse, and it could be a magnificent space, but the parking and access has always been a problem, even when Ron Shemesh owned the building. How do you get cars here? How do you get people here? So, you know, they're still working with the city as far as how to, you know, get a parking lot. They have to negotiate with Metro North to bring a bridge across. There's still a lot of problems, and I wish Lila Gorin well, and she's very, very smart. But you know, to see this project completion is it's a long way from even, you know, square one.
You know, not that far away. A year or two goes so quick. 2025 is the projected, you know, ending time. Now, let me take this opportunity to tell my audience that Lila Gorin, the CEO of the plant, it's going to be on Yonkers Voice.
Yes.
Okay? Soon, in the next few weeks, she's going to sit with us and tell us all about her as a person, about her project, so people can connect to her in a personal way. Because right now they see just Lila as the executive, as the CEO. but we need to see her as the human person, as the person that relates to other people.
Right, and I congratulate you for getting that interview because
not easy.
Yeah, not easy. You know, Ron Shemesh was her partner, right? And Ron was the owner of the Excelsior Bag Company. You know, Ron was much more available speaking to the public than Lila. So it would be great if she came along. And this is great that they're doing this tour today.
It is. So Lila, thank you for accepting. I know that we've been working on that for the last 2 or 3 years, but finally she called us and said, I'm ready, so let's do it.
Yes.
So soon she will be on and can answer questions from the community. She can tell the community whatever the answers are to whatever questions the community has.
Right. Well, and the key is the financing, right? Being that it's such a huge project, how do you pull the money together to make this work? And how do you make it pay, right? But then you spend all that money and then you have to figure out a way to make it commercially viable.
Thank you, Bob. Always nice talking to you.
Right.
Thank you.
Always good to see you. Thank you.
I'm going to ask you the question.
Okay. Come with me.
Come on, yes, come on. Look, it's important to come over and see it with your own eyes, what's happening, what's the plans, what the projection, what they try to achieve.
Yeah.
Are you happy with this tour?
Yeah, so far so good. I'm really excited to ask the questions. I live locally, and so does my friends here, and I love the area. I love the view. I wondered what they were going to do with this abandoned building for so long, so I'm really curious. I want to make sure that we still have space for the community, so
Exactly.
excited.
That was one of the misconceptions, space for the community. Lots of people thought that they were going to take parkland away.
Yes.
That's not the case.
Yep.
A lot of people thought that they were building a parking lot above the JFK Marina. That's not the case. Parking is going to be built elsewhere.
By the greenhouse now, near Trevor Park.
I think if you and I, the three of us, come here in 2025 for another walk, this will be totally different and it will be beautiful.
Absolutely. Yeah. Very
What's your name, ladies?
I'm Takia.
And I'm Shakira.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Forget about the entry time. We've been working on it for 10 years, so it gives you an idea, right?
I have a question. I hear about the parking. I hear about you're not touching the parks. I hear about, you're not touching certain greenery. But for the youth and the children in the area, how is this facility? It's going to bring money to Yonkers, I understand that. But how is it going to benefit the kids, the children in the area?
A lot of the different events that we'll have here, they're all community-based events, whether through tours, there'll be activities, there'll be different programs, there's all kinds of things that are going to be going on here. I mean, when you get into the different uses and the different types of spaces that are going to be in here, kids are going to have a blast.
Nothing like a daycare.
We don't have plans for it right now, but that could change. It could change.
Are the people from the community going to benefit? Are the people that are going to be working in this type of facility going to be able to work here in the community, or are there going to be people that are from outside this community to work?
Good question.
I'm certain that there will be people from outside the community also, but very much so people from the community. In fact, one of the programs that we're putting together right now, the workforce development program, is a training program for the younger folks. Actually, we're not putting any age restrictions on it, except you've got to be at least 18. But we'll teach them both soft skills and hard skills to prepare them for, in the case of construction, to be able to work here on the construction site with different contractors. We're including in our contract with subcontractors that they are required to hire a certain number of people from the community specifically.
That first contract, he didn't have any of that.
Yeah, no, we
Certain number or certain percentage?
certain number right now, but you can't, if I use percentages, the community would be short.
Yeah.
They'd be short now. So we got to figure out those numbers are. And again, I mean, they have to go through, if they're new to the construction field, they're going to have to go through the training, which is 11 weeks. It's an 11-week training course. But again, we teach them both soft skills and hard skills. So on top of learning how to use tools and safety on a job site, things of that nature, we're also going to teach them how to be in a work environment, working with other folks, you know, responding to the people that they work for, you know, making sure that they're mentally prepared to do what they're going to be doing. It's an awesome, it's an amazing program. We're copying it. We didn't make it from scratch. There's a group out of Albany called SEAT, or Schenectady, excuse me, that we're working with. And what she has done up there for the community is it's just amazing.
I have a question here.
Yeah, I think so.
We have a question. Now,
Yes, sir.
broadcasting is live, and people are asking about the construction. Are you focused on giving construction jobs to people from Yonkers, or are you giving those jobs for people outside of Yonkers?
Certainly will be people from outside of Yonkers, but our project is focused on giving jobs to the community in Yonkers.
For the construction here?
Construction here, yep, absolutely.
Ryan, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
You're referring to certain spaces in here as walk. You're going to create different parts of this structure here with rentals? Are you referring to
Yeah, there'll be
rental?
office spaces. You know, one of the questions that's going on out there is, you know, the concern because we don't have an anchor tenant. That's a retail term. We're not a retail establishment. Okay, when you build spaces like this, you don't, anchor tenants are not to your benefit. We want a lot of different types of groups coming here to work together to find different forms of energy, different forms of sustainable materials, different ways to use them. We're building here a new blueprint on how to do construction sustainably, outside of the standard type of certifications that they have, the LEED certifications, the WELL certifications. Our intent is to create a new certification that's entirely different, doing it a whole different way. And there's a few things that I can tell you about as we go through that we're going to be doing here that really have never been done anyplace else.
And in the 30 months, is that going to be this whole situation here?
Yes.
And are they going to keep those two?
Smokestacks stay. Yeah, they're a big part of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Smokestacks, if smokestacks weren't there, we probably wouldn't even do it.
Nice to see you.
Good to be here.
Good to see you.
Are you guys happy?
Well, I waited 10 years to be here.
Yeah, that's right.
10 years? But those 10 years went just like this, right?
That's true. It did.
Time flies. Now, are you happy with what you are hearing?
Well, you know, it's different to actually be in the space, because then you're engaged and you're like, wow, this is going to be great.
Yeah, I mean, you can quibble about the details, but the fact that somebody's going to look at this thing and instead of say, tear it down, put on another stupid-looking apartment building, they're actually going to take this and preserve it and make it something special. That's a positive thing about this all.
There's a lot of history here. A lot of history here in this building. I'm looking at the
Gantry.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, definitely.
Now, Leela Goran is going to be on our show on Yonkers Voice in a few weeks. And she's going to be answering questions to the community, you know, telling us the status, telling us the progress, tell us why she acquired this property. How is it going to benefit the people of Yonkers? Now, we heard a little bit from Brian. Now we will hear from Leela, which is the CEO of the plant. Now, if you had her here, what would you be asking? Would you have a question for her?
After the tour, I'll have questions. I'd have more questions after the tour.
But right now with this store, I think people are pretty happy. I have spoken to a few, and now they can connect. Okay, once you are in the place, you kind of get a different connection than if you just read about it.
Yes, exactly.
Would you agree? It's a different karma. It's like if these walls could talk. Well, they are talking.
Yeah, no, but you're exactly right.
But are we close to the Glenwood station, the railroad? Can
Yes.
we walk to the railroad station?
Right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and good luck.
So guys, this is all the time that we have for this particular coverage. So we have to end our broadcast of the visit to the plant, JFK Marina, the plant. And you heard it from the horse's mouth about what's the plan, what's the status, what's coming up, what it's going to be. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to share this interview with everyone that you know. Don't forget to support Yonkers Voice. You can support it in many ways. One of the ways is by sending stars to Yonkers Voice. Other ways are by asking your friends and family members to join Yonkers Voice. And don't forget, look for us on Facebook, Yonkers Voice, Instagram, Yonkers Voice, because occasionally Facebook has technical issues and we are not able to broadcast from Facebook. When that happens, we go live on YouTube. So my suggestion, if you like what we do and want to follow us and want to be on the know about what's happening in Yonkers, follow us in all social platforms. YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, we are all there under the same handle, Yonkers Voice. Yonkers Voice is focused on giving you news about the things that it's important to the community. We are your eyes. We leave the nonsense, the bullshit to the other guy that every broadcast, Ross. We don't care about that. We care about it. Giving you the information that is important to you now, today. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I thank you, all of you guys, for being part of this. Yonkers Voice is, without a doubt, the largest, more efficient social platform in Lower Westchester. The numbers don't lie. Look at our videos. They have thousands and thousands of views. Look at the other guy. He got 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. And so, Yonkers Voice is the best. We give you the news in a raw and clear format. Thank you very much. And guys, don't forget, the relaunch will stop and shake. It's happening now as I'm speaking. I'm going to go from here to cross county to live stream the relaunch of the Stop and Shake. Stay tuned, log on in a couple of minutes, maybe about 30 minutes. Not necessarily union.